Hi, today we are going to see how to create files and organize them into folders and creating a folder system on your Google Drive and Google Classroom, and how you can use the sharing options as a teacher. So let's start creating. Let's go to Google Classroom. I will go to my history course that I have here, and you can see it's empty. I'm going to my classwork and my Google Drive for this class. It's pretty much any other drive you have as a personal user. And let's click new. Let's add, for example, here Google Slides. Create and share. We will see later the most important part, the sharing options. So voila, we created our first file. So here we're going to create a simple presentation for our next course, for example, to showcase the material. What we're going to do on our first file is that when we share this file to the students, click here, share. You can see now it's private only to me. Let's give a title. I don't know, like Greek history, and yeah, you have to have a title to start sharing the sharing options. So now the people that they're sharing this file is me, my personal Gmail account that I have my Google Drive attached here, my Google Classroom attached here, and the history teacher automatic user of Google Classroom, me again, and I'm the editor. You see, I'm the same person, but yeah, it's like that on Google Classroom. If you want to give the classroom to another teacher, or you can even edit that. You can be just a commenter or a viewer. The difference is the editor can do anything, can edit everything. He or she cannot delete the file. This is only a privilege of the owner of the file. The commenter, he or she can see the file, all the details, and he or she can add comments. And you can see bubble with comments popping up, and you can see the comments of all the commenters in a file. And the last one, we have the viewer, which is what we're going to do on this file today. We're going to add viewers. So this is us, the history teacher, and here we're going to give the link only to people that they can have this link. We can have to anyone with this link. Anyone on the internet can view this site. We don't really want that. So we're going to be restricted again. So only the people that they have this link, they can see this site. If you keep this one, you're again having the options as a viewer, commenter, or editor. We're going to keep it, of course, as a viewer. Of course, we're going to keep it as a viewer because we don't want them to do any changes here. So, how we can use that in our classroom? The simple will be like, I don't know, we don't, of course, we want to give a course and we don't want our students to mess with our material. That will be an easy choice. What else is we can do is that we can create a personal learning path or a simple quiz style presentation, more interactive style presentation, or I don't know, a treasure hunt style presentation that it cannot be altered by the students, but the students using it can choose their own personal path. For example, let's say Greek history, and we want our students to choose between different cities of Greece to start exploring them. For example, it could be any possible idea you have. Yeah, and we have now three options. We can create three different slides for each one of these. And we can link the first um, We can link the first one. It will be like a menu one, the first slide, and it will link to the slide we want. And that way you can create pretty much anything. It can be a menu that is linking to co-menus, sub-menus. I'm sorry. You can create quizzes that they link to the correct question and feedback, or they can lead to, for example, oh wow, you really know that. Let's move on to the next material, or look again the material that is on, for example, as slide 2 or something like that. This can be really done easily by clicking here, here, This can be done easily by clicking the text or the box or whatever you have and click the link, and then you can link it to anywhere, to other documents you have available on your classroom or anywhere in the drive pretty much, or even web page on the internet that you know it's safe for your students to go. Now we're going to go, for example, or next slide. On slide 2, Athens, it will alter, but we can always fix it again as we want it. Don't worry about that. I did it weirdly, but you get the point. And the same way you can link this to Sparta, and you can link this. It's pretty much is giving you options. And now your students that they have access to that, if they click slideshow, you can see. But for example, they can click Sparta and they go directly to Sparta. They don't have to cross Athens. And for example, you could have here a go back button and etc. etc. And you can see now that it will pop up here on your Google Drive. So you know what you have created, and you can also see it back on your Google Classroom. When you add here, so this is it. This is the first sharing option. Let's see now the second sharing option. This is the most broadly used by teachers. We can create a simple doc, and we can put topics or put images and boards that we want our students to work together so they can create together different outcomes. This is really based on the social constructivism, learning theories, and the co-creation of knowledge among student groups, and is really encouraged nowadays. And sincerely, with the use of these tools, we can give the space to our students to create really outstanding projects. And the fact that Google Classroom and all the other spaces, they have this way that you can work with others. Oh, for example, even when you get inside, it's giving you the option to add someone so he can get notification and continue editing without always having to be in the same place. So let's, for example, put history class 2. Oh, of course, in order to do that, but you can add any kind of space that you want your students to co-create. It's pretty much a whiteboard. Uh, on the sharing options, this time you have to change that anyone with a link can be an editor. So you want your students to edit. Or if you're not really sure that your students can handle editing, and they will not start erasing each other's ideas. For example, if you have adults, of course you can trust editing, but if you have adults that they are not really used to using um, technology and co-creation spaces, maybe you can just starting with commenter until they get used to it, to this space, and basically be safe, not someone deleting someone else's work, but it can be a bit causing a trouble. So editor or commenter, editor is the best that everyone can create, and you can see that if a different person is creating, you can see them in different colors, and you can see pop up here the different people with small avatar of an animal or something cool, and their name, and it's super easy and cool. And also you can see them here now, both of them, our materials here on our drive. And of course we can use them in our classroom, taking them from the drive and putting them in the classroom. Now, bear in mind that after you have successfully created your files, if you have many files, you will need to organize them in folders. For example, now we only have 2 files, but if we had like 10 or many files, we definitely need to have some organization. So, how we create files is really easy. First, you can create a file from here. You can a folder. I'm sorry. You can create a folder from here. Always, you can upload a file or a folder. I forgot to say before, but also you can just click on control and click, and then move to, you don't have any folder. You could have moved them in a folder if you had, but you don't have, so you can just create here a new folder. Or I'm not doing it from here, you can just create and click in any empty space and just press new folder. And let's say this is our first course. Bear in mind that everything is on the drive of the history class drive, so that's why will be not mixed with anything else. And now you can drag and drop them here, or you can use again the move button as shown before, move to, and now you can see the first course and move, or again drag and drop. Again, it's about the visibility status, because also the folders, if you click here, they have their own, you can change the colors also of the folders so you can be more easily organized. For example, you can have different colors for different units, or different needs your students have, or anything you want. I want to say that also the files, they have also sharing options. So when you can share a file again, you can copy the link and share it again to everyone with the link, and again everyone with the link can be, you copy the link from here and you have it, and you can send it to your students, and it can be again a viewer or a commenter or editor. The editor can organize and add and edit files. Again, hearsay cannot delete files, fortunately. So, you can get the link from here. Also, if you want, you don't have to do all that. Also, if you have many folders and you're like, where am I now? You can also always find folder location, and you can have like the path of the folder alone without anything confusing you, and rename it again and add to start. If you add to start, then I can have easy access from it from here. And this is pretty much what we want. Always you can create a second, and you guys see folder, second course. Let's just see how they are next to each other. We're happy. I went back to my personal drive. And we are in history. And I want to create a folder in history. And now it's we create a second folder in history, and we can change the color again, and etc. etc. Always you can be back on your classroom, and you can have access from here, but also you can add it on your course. For example, now here I have the two files we did before, the PowerPoint, and this is like a pre and after assignment, pre-assessment, and after ending assessment. So, for example, I can do the PowerPoint as material, for example, presentation, readme, not the best option. Also, you can do that for all students, or you can have special group of students, and you can add it to topics and like do it more with more details. So here you can add many links, but always you can add from your drive, the one you have created, and from the drive. And from the drive, you can click here, Greek history, insert, and the serving rights will remain the same, post, and now your students will have access to that from here, presentation. And here is our slide, and our students will have access to it like a Google Doc, the same way we have access to it too. And they can add comments or anything they want or you ask them. And the same way you can add the Google Doc by, for example, you can add the Google Doc as an assignment. Again, you can add the rubric. This is what I was saying. It's both because it's three open-ended questions, what you know, what you learned, and what you know, what you want to learn, what you learned. And this is the one with the editing options. We insert it here, and it's reminding us sharing settings. You can choose how to share the file with your class. You can again have the option to be aware of how you're saying so students can view the file. Now we want the students to edit the file, or you want to make a copy of each student. This one we want to have a, a general idea about our classroom and want our students to know what other students they have stated about the knowledge or what they want. So we have a share folder, or always that you can have a copy. This is more for personal assignments and you can pre-assessment. You can have a due date. We don't want that. The points. We don't want that. And again, you can have it as personal students, not all of them. But yeah, we keep it like down, like that, and assign. And you can see it here on pre-assessment and feedback. Here, voila, and no one had it, and no, you have no one assigned to it. And that's pretty much it about creating files, organize them in folders, sharing folders and files on Google Drive and on our Google Classroom.